Okay, so welcome to day 9 with Silver, and we're making a lot of videos and we're moving along pretty fast, partly because I want to get as much done as we can before the weather starts getting colder. And he's actually coming along really well. I'm really pleased. This is probably my 5th session with him. The longest one was the one that DeLaws did a couple of days ago, and he's doing pretty well. See, he's still got that little thing where he wants to pull his head away, but everything's getting better each day. There, good boy. He's starting to seek out that rub right there. So there are a couple of things I hope to do today, but it's kind of up to him. You know, when you're training horses, you can come out with a plan, and I do, but that plan needs to be very flexible based on the horse. So the first thing I'm going to do is just check him out with the flag and see if he's okay with that moving around him. And if that goes well and he's not pulling on me too much, then I think I'm going to go ahead and put the first saddling on him today. We did put a circ single on him yesterday, and he just like nothing. He acted like he wasn't even there. So the fact that he can handle the circ single and handle ropes around his belly, I think he's going to be pretty good with the saddle. Doesn't mean he won't buck a little bit, but I think he's going to be pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to introduce him to a blanket. As far as I know, he's never had a horse blanket near him, and I will introduce it this way. I will start off by just putting it under my arm and just walking away from him. Again, anything that walks away from a horse is not a predator, so it's not probably going to bother them. And I don't know if he's had a horse blanket or not. It didn't seem like it bothered him very much, so that's good. Let's see if he wants to sniff it. Okay, I'll give him an opportunity to smell it. Of course, it'll smell like a horse, but it doesn't look like a horse. Okay, there. He sniffed it, so I'll take it away. Retreat. Again, predators never retreat. So when it walks away from him, that helps him to see that it's probably not something that's going to hurt him. So this is the other side. This is his side where he likes to pull away. I'll give him a little bit of freedom to do that, but not much. Good. Okay, so he sniffed it. I'll walk away. Good. See him licking his lips? So let's let him think about that for a minute. And you know, I can take an extra 10 minutes here and save he and I a whole lot of pain and suffering down the road. People get in a hurry with this stuff, and that's not a good idea. Okay. All right, now I'm going to walk back up here, and I'm going to be very careful not to let him spin around and kick me. I don't think he would, but he could. So I'm going to be very careful not let him pull his nose away from me. That's why I won't saddle a horse until I get that right there. Okay, until I can get him to bend toward me, I won't saddle him, because they can cow kick me real easily. Okay, let's see if he's going to let me just touch him with this. All right, nice. Now on the other side, same thing. I don't like that, buddy. There we go. On the other side, we'll just come up here. See if that bothers him. Okay. All right. Now he's let me touch him on both sides. So now I'm just going to rub him with this blanket like it's a great big brush. And he's been brushed a lot, but not with anything this big. So you can see that bothered him. He said, "What is that? What is that you're rubbing on me?" Okay. He's not too sure about it. So we may not get this horse saddled today. Just depends. If he doesn't handle the blanket well, then we'll stop with that and do the saddle another day. That'll be up to him. We'll just see what he tells me he can handle today. Okay, so he backed away from that. Okay, let's try it from this side. Will he let me rub him on this side? Oh, so it's better on this side. And remember, horses usually get handled more on the left than they do on the right. So it doesn't bother him on the left. That's interesting. So that means I need to work on the right side a little bit more. Okay. Here we go. And I don't do this really any different with him than I would even a domestic horse, but they're all going to react a little differently. Okay. So I'm going to do a little approach and retreat on this side, since me just rubbing him seemed to bother him. Let's see if that'll help him a little bit. Okay, so this side, he's okay on his left, but not on his right. There we go. Good boy. He handled that. Take it away, and he's licking his lips. I love the way this horse can down-regulate very quickly. That just tells me he's going to be able to handle things. All right. Good, good. So now I'm going to open it up and do this. Okay. He's pretty weary about it. See, his head's up, his ears are back, which is what I would expect. He also has a back leg cocked. And I'm purposely flopping it on there, okay, letting it make noise. Remember, he had a problem with patting with his hand, and we've been working on that a little bit. So he's gradually getting better with noises back here. Okay, good. So he's doing fine. And we'll pull it off on this side. He needs to keep his nose tipped toward me. Thank you. There we go. So I'm going to take it off and throw it on several times. Now, if I were not here in the Utah desert, I would purposely drop this on the ground and let it hit the ground. The reason I don't do that here is because we have so many of these little goat head burrs that they would just attach to my saddle blanket. And that would be not cool, okay? But normally I would just let him see it on the ground, but it's just not a good idea out here. Okay, so he's handling that pretty well. And he's putting me on his left side, like that. There, good. All right, I'm going to walk him around with this. Let him carry it a minute. Let's go. Let him just carry it around. Look at it. And horses can see, by the way, about a 300 degree around them. They only have a blind spot about that wide, right by above and behind their tail. Because their eyes are on the side of their head, they can see behind them. And the other blind spot they have is the very narrow spot right here in the middle between their eyes. There. Okay, so he's handled that well. So I think we are going to be able to saddle him. Let's see what he does when he sees a saddle for the first time. And I saddle for the first time a saddle with the back cinch. The reason I do that is because if you don't do it, then when you add one later, you can have a big wreck. And the saddle's going to bother him and the back cinch is going to bother him, but it's all going to bother him all at the same time. And he'll get used to all of it at the same time. Okay, so he's pulling away from here, pulling away from me. There. I wanted him to look at the saddle. Look at it. I'll take it away. All right. Same thing. I'm going to walk this way, have him follow me. And this is kind of a scary thing, so I'm going to move it around a little bit, plop it, and let it make some noise. Okay. Let's change sides. We'll do the same thing on this side. So he's blocking me, and I don't have the rope. There we go. He's blocking me. Anytime he can keep you off his right side, he'll do it. There. Okay. So he had more trouble on this side, remember, with the blanket, so I would expect the same with the saddle. Good. And this is where the flag helps a lot. When you use a flag and prepare your horse, then they're used to some things making flopping noises, flopping around. See that? All he didn't move his feet. He just put me into his left eye because he's uncomfortable with things in his right eye. And that means my left side horse is better trained than my right side horse, at least today. It'll get better, okay? So I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna raise it up here like this. I'm not gonna put it on him. I'm just gonna raise it up and let him look at it. And he's sniffing it pretty good. Now let's walk away. So I'm trying to do this with minimal amount of stress for both of us, especially him. He's licking his lips when I walked away. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Come back in here on his right side. And what I'd like to do here is just touch him on his right side. I'm going to have to do it this way because he keeps pulling away. So I'm going to have to pull him around here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put my hand up there so he can't block me out. Good. All right. Just going to lift it up and bring it down. Lift it up and bring it down. Touch him there. Okay. Touch him there. Okay. Okay. Let him sniff it again. And he put me on his left side again. And we will eventually fix that completely. It's better than it was. We'll eventually get that fixed, but it's not completely fixed yet. Bump, bump, bump. Thank you. Bump, 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 bump. Thank you. Bump, bump, bump. Thank you. There. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. All right, I'm about ready to set this on. And you know, if he takes off when I set it on, that's not the worst thing in the world. Not gonna hurt anything, really, terribly so. Okay, now, I'm not gonna cinch it up yet. I'm gonna let him look at it. He's licking his lips, so let's just let him think a moment. So how long have I been working on this? Maybe 10 minutes? I don't know. If it takes 30 minutes for the first saddling, that's good time well spent. It's time well spent, okay? So what I'm going to do is pull it off on this side after I have him look at me over on, bend his head toward me. Now I'm going to pull it off gently on this side, and the blanket will come with it. Okay, excellent. I thought he might jump when it came off, but he didn't. Okay, can I just gently set that back up? Good. Now can I set the saddle up from this side? Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So far he's handling this well. And most horses do, if you don't rush them. He goes blocking me again. Most horses do handle up to this point until you cinch them up. Okay. All right, so I'm going to let my cinches down kind of easy here. That looks... Okay, I'm just checking to see where it's going to hit him in the belly. Take it up one notch. Okay. Yeah, there we go, buddy. Good. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit dangerous in the sense of if I get it halfway cinched up and then he were to take off, then you end up with a saddle under the horse's belly, and that is a wreck that I don't even want to think about. So what I'll do is I'm going to reach under here and get the cinch and just touch him with it. So again, if it fell off now, it's not a problem. Once I start cinching him up, I've got to get it done. Okay, which I'm about ready to do here. So once I start, I'm going to move as quickly as I can here to get it cinched where it won't come off if he explodes. And I really don't think he's going to, but you never know. You don't want to just jerk this up tight. Okay. So that's snug enough that it's not going to come off. I might snug it up again here in a second. That's good enough for now. So we're committed. We're committed, Silver. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and I know I haven't buckled the back cinch yet. Okay. Okay, I'd like for you to bend your head. Thank you. All right, now I'm going to reach under here and keeping my head way out of kick distance, grab the back cinch and bring it up, and I'm going to put it up pretty snug for two reasons. Okay. Number one is I want him to feel it. It's not tight, but it's snug. I can still put a finger under it. I want him to feel it, but I also want it tight enough that it keeps the back of the saddle from bouncing if he starts bucking. Okay? So, there he is. Now what's going to happen when he moves? And this is where I have to be careful, because some horses will just run right over you, not out of meanness, but because they just don't know what to do. Okay? Hey, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Usually when they start moving is when they realize something's on their back. So let's move him. And he doesn't need to trot unless he wants to. But he did. And let's see what happens. I do not want this horse to explode. But he's not. Excellent. Okay. Come to me. Ooh. Let's go this way. Okay. Put him into a trot. So you see his lunging's gotten a lot better. That's wonderful. Excellent. Excellent. Huh? I am telling him in. Excellent. Good boy, Silver. Okay, now I'm going to check my cinch. Check my cinch. And it could use another notch just to get it pretty snug. I don't want it real tight, but snug. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take the halter off and send him around at all three gaits, so that he can just get the feel of that at a walk, trot, and a lope, and feel what it feels like. And sometimes, if I had an old saddle, I'd just leave it on him for a while, but I don't actually have one with me right now. Okay. Let's just let him trot around here and feel it and listen to it, making noise on his back. I love how he goes on the cluck. He's got that down. Okay, let's put him into a lope. Good boy. I love that inside turn. This horse is doing so well. I'm just really pleased with how he's doing. Doing good. Let's lope him. Come on, lope around there. So he doesn't seem like that's bothering him hardly at all, does he? Excellent.